Please fasten driver seat belt.
Dre, Big H e Divorci.
Yo, my peoples, what's up, baby? We back. Silverback Chronicles Podcast. It's your boy Big H. I got my brother Dre.
Yo.
What's good, bro?
Hanging, banging, baby. Let's get it.
Guys, we back. Episode 102.
10 deuce.
10 deuce.
Why not?
10 deuce. Why not? We back. They 100. That's the end.
We're in that century marker.
Word.
Word.
All right, peoples, we getting back into it. Listen, we got a special guest tonight. This is a phenomenal episode because not only are we doing interviews, but somebody's also interviewing us. Now, before we get into this interview, let's get into our sponsors real quick. Shout out to my boy Charlie Schultz, Berman & Darby's, the law firm. #1 law firm in Maryland. He can be contacted 410-769-5400, 410-769-5400. Injury at work, personal injury, call that guy, he'll take care of you. He's the man. Starbucks USA, don't forget the discount code, all caps, Silverback Podcast. Get you 20% off from your boys in blue. We appreciate you. Dre, what else?
The website, silverbackchronicles.com. That's it. Go see it. That's it.
I love you. People, with no further ado, we have a phenomenal episode tonight. Our special guest is a fine young gal.
She's family.
She's family.
She's family.
Our brother's in the building too. You know what I'm saying? That's the Hulk.
Yeah, you don't want to see him.
Word.
He stays in the shadows.
Stays in the shadows the way a gorilla's supposed to be.
He only come out when she...
He come out when it's time to eat bananas.
You know what
I'm saying? But now we got our sister in the building tonight. She's going to interview us for a change, all right? We got somebody who's going to interview us. She goes to school for podcasting. She's amazing. Her name is Taylor Stronsky, a.k.a. Hodus. But my sister's in the building. What's up, Taylor?
Hey, how are we doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
I'm glad you
Little
came.
nervous.
Today. Don't be nervous.
You guys are in control. I'm usually the one in control.
You know what I'm saying? It happens that way sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta flip the script sometimes.
Right. Seriously.
Right.
So tell the world, where you from? Born and raised?
Maryland. I technically was born in Baltimore.
Okay.
Lived there for about a week, and then moved right up to Harford County. And now I'm stationed in Baltimore County to stay. So
just living life.
Yeah, here we are.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us what you got going on. What are we doing?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, so I'm gonna figure out get inside your brains a little bit.
Okay, perfect.
I want to find what's going on up there. I don't want too much.
Okay.
But I do want a little bit. I want to rack your brain about podcasting.
Yes, ma'am.
Only about podcasting. I want to know.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Anything else come to mind? Just ask. That's it. We're an open book.
Sounds good. That works. All right. So let's start this off like you guys get to tell me about yourself. I know you're both from New York.
Yeah.
Long Island and Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So tell me about like how you got here. Where were you?
Well, my policing started early at NYPD. I signed with them. Well, I didn't sign with them, but I took the test.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when New York went on a crazy hiring freeze. And then I had a family member that was part of our WATF task force out here. He came to New York. And he was like, yo, I heard you trying to get on the job out here. I said, yeah. And he's like, why don't you come to Baltimore?
Yeah.
Me, and I know nothing about Baltimore. I'm like, okay, whatever. Came down, took the test. 6 months later, I was hired. And once I got here, it was a roller coaster. And I love every bit of it. I'm police. And I love policing in this city. This city, like any other city, is busy. You got your pros, your cons. But at the end of the day, every other Friday, my check is cleared. Mm-hmm. I make phenomenal money. Mm-hmm. We do well. We have fun. And we're just building, relationships.
Yeah.
A brotherhood. that's been forged since we got here, going on 11 years.
Feel that.
So I'm pro blue, and I love every bit of it. And we pro getting bad police out of here because that kills us.
Yeah.
That only makes our job worse.
Yep.
Have a scumbag police.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just our jurisdiction, but the world.
Right.
Because once you get one bad seed, everybody sees that uniform as a bad apple. Oh, you can't trust them, you can't trust them.
Yep.
So that's why this podcast was created. So we can bridge that gap from the public and police and everybody to let everybody know that we're here for that good reason, to take care, honor, and serve and protect. And we uphold that. And we have fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My path was similar, same thing around the same time, the recession. Randomly, I just came out here. I saw an email like, oh, Baltimore police is hiring. I started Google, did the map thing. I'm like, wow, that's only 3 hours away. Came out here, took the test, got hired. And same thing, I'm pro-police. We're pro, let's get these garbage-ass cops. Because this job will expose you. If you think that you could just, wear the uniform and just skate by, sooner or later you're going to get exposed. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're going to do this job, you got to be on point. You got to be on top of your game. But I'm also for, to add to what he said, getting these scumbag politicians that have ruined this beautiful profession that we have.
Absolutely.
Because these politicians, they say certain things and then people believe him because he's in a shirt and tie. And this guy's never done the job. He don't know what it is to, seeing people die every day or, dealing with somebody that their car got stolen, now they can't get to work, to feed their family.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much just generalizing somebody.
100%.
Like, just because I'm a female doesn't mean I'm like every other female.
Correct.
And that's what they're doing wrong. They don't realize that everybody's their own person.
Yep. So we created this. We sat down. We created this organically because it just happened. Shout out to Manny who threw that idea out there, and then we took it and we ran with it to show that there's cops out there that are doing the right thing. We're human beings. We're he played football. There's coaches. There's different facets. If you listen to all the different episodes, all the different personalities that have been through this door and sat in that chair have been beautiful people that they all love police. They say there's certain things that may be not right, but that's out of our control. That comes from up top, or the politicians or whatever it may be. But that's why we're here.
And this podcast is not just about police.
It's not.
We want everybody to come on board.
We talk about fashion.
Even if you don't like police, that's cool. Let's have this conversation. Why you don't like police?
Yeah.
I mean, we had a conversation with Van Lathan, and he made it real clear that he didn't like police. Mm-hmm. But when he walked away from it, he respected police.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fine. You don't need to like us, but you will respect the badge. You will respect us.
Definitely.
And he walked away. It was all love. We shook hands. And it was a beautiful thing. Yeah. And that's what the world needs to do. I get it. You're on that side. I'm on this side. Let's shake hands.
Yeah, the mutual respect.
Yeah.
It's just a mutual respect.
Correct.
It's just, we're all people. We're all trying to make it out here in this world. Like, let's act like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here.
I feel that. So you said mainly it's not about just police, and you said something about rebranding. Like, what is this focus that we're trying to get onto? Like, what are you guys trying to accomplish with this podcast?
We want to reach every level in life. Every person from Japan, Asia, Alaska, Germany. We want everybody to understand and just love what we bring to the table. This has never been done before.
Yeah.
Never has been. Never there's what do you call it? A void in the market. You fill that void and you become successful from it. And just everything about us, our charisma, how we are, our swag, how we talk. And it's modern day policing. This ain't old school policing.
Right.
And we bring it to you raw. There's no gray area with us. It's black and white. And I think the people need that. Right. The world needs to hear that. Mm-hmm. There's no sugarcoating policing. This is what it is. And when you hear it from our perspective and working where we work at, it'll bring it down a notch. Right. It'll be like, it's really like, wow, these dudes is real. And I've gotten that plenty of times.
It's a reality check.
It's a reality check of what it really is out here.
Yeah.
And I think us bringing this to the world is a phenomenal platform, and people are gonna love it. They're gonna love it. It's a roller coaster because we're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have great times,
Right.
and we're gonna have real talking conversations.
Right.
We're grown men that do this for a living.
So we're trying to like accomplish like you're just talking to a cop, like pretty much. It's not a cop show. It's you're talking to a cop.
Absolutely.
It's not. It's getting kind of
Yeah,
personal.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, whatever happened to Officer Friendly?" The thing is, Officer Friendly doesn't exist anymore because we're chasing how many calls a day?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't really have time
Yeah.
to sit there and buy ice cream and all that. So this is a way to reach the masses
Right.
and show them like we're real people.
Mm-hmm.
We love this job, and this is how we're gonna do it. If you fuck up, we're gonna check you on it,
Right.
and if you don't, we're gonna praise you on it,
Right.
and that's it.
We hold everybody accountable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
real
It's getting
simple.
personal. It's
We're not gonna TikTok dance.
right.
We're not doing
No,
all
we're not
that
here
clown
for all that
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
We're here like to do a job, and that's it. You're gonna respect me, I'm gonna respect you,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna move forward. I'm here to solve your issues. I'm not here to dance, make you laugh, and then I leave because the problem's still not solved.
Right.
Seriously?
Yeah. No, I get that. We break it down. We figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, who came? I think you came up with the idea, right? Or did
yeah,
we collab on the idea? Or
Well, no, his brother came up with the idea.
Right.
Okay,
And then
all right.
when he told me, because, he's been telling me this for years, because he always listen, shout out to like Joe Rogan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will always listen to Joe Rogan. I'm typing up a woman, and I'm like, because I'm heavy into MMA.
Mhm.
And my brother will be like, "Oh, you should do a podcast. You and your crew, y'all got some funny stories." Crew being the Silverbacks.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm too busy, and I really was. I was just surrounded with police work, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until my accident where I had the chance to like slow things down. I'm like, you know what? Let me do something different.
Right.
And I was like, of course, my best friend. I'm like, I think about all the times. I always used to say, if there was only a camera in the car, and he could vouch. If there's only a camera in the car following us and see what really police is like.
Yeah.
So that we just brought it to this format. And, I spoke to him and he was down, got Chris involved. He was down with the equipment and the technical aspect of it. And here we are.
Yeah.
So it's, it's a collaboration of, because ideas start somewhere, but it's up to the person to like carry it.
Right.
And you can only get it to a certain point, and then you need help. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you need that other touch.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like my brother gave me the idea, and I thought about it because I have a business mindset. That I'm like, oh wait a minute, but H, he brings that flavor to it. See what I'm saying? Triple C brings that flavor to it. So it's been a collaboration of just dope dudes that just think alike.
Right.
We're not messing around. We want to have fun. We fashionable, like you said, the swag. I mean, look at that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Look at that hat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Look
Yeah.
at this T-shirt. And it's
Right.
evolved to like fashion now. Now, like officers don't have to worry about standing online at Harris Teeter or at a liquor store and somebody's putting a bullseye on their back.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's like it's more so like, hey, that's a dope T-shirt.
Right.
It's a positive conversation instead of look at this fucking cop.
Yeah.
Or I used to get all the time, can I borrow your gun? Somebody cut me off and I'm like, what? What?
What?
Like, meanwhile, we just dealt with like a real life shooting.
Yeah.
And these are people that I tell you,
Yeah.
never shot a gun,
Uh-uh.
never do none of that, but they talk the most. This is more positive. You see,
Yeah,
it's patriotic. It's no nonsense.
I know when I talk to Tom, he's like, I'd rather nobody know that I'm a cop. Because
That's
I'm
the
just
point.
like, I don't need that kind of attention.
Yeah.
Especially with the world that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's just it's not always
It's
it's not a positive thing right now to be a police officer for some reason. But the thing is it's like when I actually got to talk and get to know you guys, it's you're just a normal person just doing your job.
Yeah.
You're literally just doing your job. Just like how I go bartend at the end of the day. I'm just making drinks and talking to people because it's my job. It doesn't make me, but it's my job.
But you know why it's needed? Because I love it.
Yeah.
I love saying, you police? You know what? We had an interview last weekend, right? And this female, she was one of the workers. So she comes in the room and immediately we start talking. And just from talking, we're conversing and then we're gelling. We're building rapport because she's like, wow, these guys are funny as hell.
Yeah.
And like instant rapport. And then she talks to Dre and she's from Harlem. She talks to him, she hear his accent. Oh, he's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, you from Long Island? She's like, you ain't from New York. So we go back and forth, right? The minute she finds out we police, she's like, runs out of the
She
room.
ran out of the room.
And then came back. She's like, there's no way you got. He's like, yeah.
Wow.
And she don't fuck with police.
Right.
But when she saw us,
Right.
and then she instantly built that rapport. But then we threw her for a loop when she found out we was detectives, and then when we conducted our interview afterwards, it was like we had her.
Yeah.
Like
love.
The love was totally there was
From
on a
everybody.
different level.
Yeah.
From everybody.
Like everybody still was like, yo, we appreciate you guys so much.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As much as there's hate, when they meet us, it's a real conversation we're gonna have.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's different when you talking to that person. I'm an alpha. It's just what it is. There's no gray area with me. There's no shying back with me.
Right.
I love it. So I'm gonna bring it to you that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be love at the end of the day, because how I'm coming to you, pause. How how I'm conversing with you, like, is different. The energy that I bring to you is all love.
Right.
So it's always going to be respected at the end of the day.
Okay.
At the end of the day, because it's not fake.
Right.
So I love that. I love the hate. But when we have a real conversation, it's going to be love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, damn, I didn't know police was like that. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about that hate? That hate is not to the face.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's not to our face. They do it in masses, but when it's one-on-one, they don't do it.
No.
They don't do it.
No.
Right or wrong, they don't do it. They do it when there's 10, 15 of them. It's not. And you're like,
It's cute.
It's
It's
cute. It's
entertainment.
cute.
Because I know your energy going to be different
It's WWE.
when you're right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
know it's gonna be different.
because.
What else you got for us?
So, talking about like having people on here, how do you find these people? Do they find you? Do
It's a
you
mix.
go out?
It's a mix.
It's
Yeah.
like when we started.
Like how
we
I
was-
found you guys?
How about that?
Right.
When we started, it was heavy recruiting because it was new. It was like,
Right.
well, what are you guys doing? And then once they come here,
Mhm.
and the energy, and we talking,
And
and
the
the
music.
the lights, and the drinks, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, what's a vibe here?
Well, that's the thing. As I was talking to Tom, I was like, "Oh my gosh, they drink while they do this." Woo! I was like, I don't even want to know the things that would come out of my
Little
mouth
truth
if I was
serum,
feeling
you know what I'm
myself that much.
It's that truth serum, you
A
know.
little bit.
But now, go ahead, Dre.
It's dope to have a conversation and have a drink and still maintain a level head. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That's the art of it. Nobody gets sloppy, but like he said, at first there was a lot of recruitment, and now it's we get emails, we get people show love. People show love. A lot of it, he knows people, I know people. So it's again a collaborative thing.
Right.
A lot of people are like, of course, when we at work every day, we walk around, we see people. I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up with y'all? Y'all doing big things? So I'm like, yo, when you gonna come on? I'm waiting for you to call me and tell me. You can always come on. It's love.
It's love.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like we don't got everybody in our Rolodex, but we want everybody to come on.
Because everybody has a story, and that's how
Yeah.
they feel.
Okay.
And that story could touch someone that's listening. Shout out to Misty too. Misty always helps us out. Also,
Yeah,
like,
Misty all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got us a lot of big people here.
So how do you choose who so you said like anybody can come on?
No, we don't
It's all
choose.
love.
If you want to
Yeah.
come on, we got you.
Okay.
It's based on scheduling, and it's also based on first come first serve.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if he's we have like a scheduling
Mhm.
app on our phone that we all share,
Right.
and thanks to Misty, of course.
Yeah.
If he puts Monday down for the week, boom, he got it.
Okay.
You know,
But not for now. I mean, we are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pause. We
We're
level,
growing.
we leveling up a lot.
Okay.
So it's a lot of people that love what we're doing.
Right.
So but we do want everybody to come on because it is for everybody. Everybody has their own lens of policing, their own
Okay.
lens and views, and come in so we can talk,
Yeah.
so we can bridge that gap, so you can really know what it is on what we do, how we conduct ourselves.
And is that how you get back to that focus? That idea is like you start off like you kind of interview them, because I was listening to the Ravens interview, and she was going in depth with like her TMZ and stuff like that. So do you guys somehow hone it back in and like bring it back to policing, or do we keep it just like wherever the direction's going? Is this where it's going?
I like to always introduce that individual because
Mhm.
everybody has their story.
Right.
So we want the world to know your beginnings,
Right.
where you came from, your hardships.
Gotcha.
And we love to tie it into policing if we can. Or we just tie it into a phenomenal conversation.
Okay.
Wherever it goes.
Right.
but it's going to be positive and it's going to connect at the end of the day.
100%.
And if it doesn't connect, we'll always leave. Like, listen, you know what? I respect what you do. I respect what you do. Even if you don't fuck with us, it's cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? We building that bond.
Yes.
I don't fuck with y'all, but I like y'all. Y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with what you do, but I like you as individuals. And that always, as long as it's positive at the end of the day, because that's all we love is positive energy.
Right.
I can't waste time on negative energy. I just can't.
No.
Definitely can't.
People die too early nowadays.
Well, I also feel like there's just enough negativity in the world. Like, we don't need to add to it.
Right.
There was something he said, like, if you can't have a conversation with someone and leave from it without learning, even though we're on opposing, I mean, that's what's happening in this country. No one wants to talk to this side doesn't want to talk to that side. No. So how do we grow? Yeah. How do you tell me what I did wrong? How do I tell you what you did wrong? And then we fix it and then we move forward. Absolutely. That's why this country right now is at a standstill. Because it's like, I'm this and you're that and, fuck you. And it's like, bro, we're all under the same flag.
The craziest part is some of the people that are so stubborn are the ones that want the peace, the community the most. And you're like, well, you got to give some to get some.
Right. And no, they want community, but it only has to be, I only like people that like Coca-Cola and that's it. Yeah. And it's like, what? There's Sprite, there's ginger ale, there's Dr. Pepper. You know what I'm saying?
Why can't we just all like soda? Right,
exactly.
And that's what gets me too, because a lot of
you're never gonna grow.
Even the conversation we had last week, an individual said, a high-ranking individual, of course, and he said, "Yeah, we just need our black and browns to police our black and brown communities." I'm like, that makes no sense at all. And I brought up, we got white brothers and sisters that rock out and get it in the way we get it in. Right. So how are you just going to say our black and browns, you stick with our black? You just clearly showing division.
Yeah, that's.
Like that's in the world.
Completely counteracting the whole unity idea.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because we have so many white brothers and sisters that get out there and love and dive in the culture that we serve.
One in the building.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
And it's not about being scared, no. It's about having a conversation.
And respect.
Right, that's it.
Yeah.
But what was beautiful about that, when he did check him, the person that we're speaking about, who's I thought he was, a stellar man. He himself was like,
I have to check myself.
Yeah. No, he accepted it and was like, oh, he's right. And he was like, he was nodding off like, he gave him like, oh, you're right. Because sometimes when you talk, you get caught up in the,
you get in your emotions.
Yeah.
And I get it because there's a lot going on. A lot of black people are dying over nonsense. Got nothing to do with us, but it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, of course, it hits home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not fair. Yeah. But overall, I don't think, like me, I think of everything, everybody. Yeah. So how are we going to seek true change if we think like that?
Right.
No, we get our white brothers and sisters. We go in these territories, in these inner cities, and we make that bridge. We bridge that connection.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not here to jam you up.
Right.
Of course, I'm not from here, but you're going to see me because I work here.
Right.
So why don't you get to know me as who I am?
Right. Yeah.
And also, too, like, if that white officer comes into those neighborhoods and he respects that community, the community has to respect them too. It's not one side. It has to be both.
But they will. Yeah. If they see the realness and genuineness in that person.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, no community wants people to come in and terrorize it.
No. Yeah. No, I see that. I feel that. And the hard part is it's everybody's talking like, oh, there's such a divide, there's such a divide, there's such a divide, and you're like, but then we have these things, and they tried to make these movements that just also are even more of a divide.
100%.
And that's the thing is, if we're trying to, I get the educating, let's educate, let's figure this out, but dividing it isn't gonna conquer it
at all.
No, so it's like educate. Get to where we all need to be, but then at the end of the day, let's remember what the main goal is to bring us all together.
Absolutely.
Not separate us.
I love the fact that you said educate, because I mean I believe in respect and education. Education is what's lacking in societies right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people talking and you see the ignorance when they're like, I can't do that. Have you ever done it before? No. So how are you gonna say?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what's funny. Like, how you gonna tell me how to do my job?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
bro, like, your fingernails look good. You got a French manicure, homie. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Obviously, you can't have those nails in this job.
Put them boots on and come out here with us, so you can understand what it feel like.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But you know what? You gotta have fun with it. You gotta have fun with it.
Well, yeah.
Because they serve a purpose, just like the media serves a purpose, and people get caught up in that purpose all the time.
That's so great about a relationship. Like, don't get me wrong, Tom and I, we don't even sometimes talk about like pressing issues, but then sometimes we bring it in and we hone in on it, and we pretty much check each other. We figure out, okay, this is my point of view, and this is me coming from social media, from a social aspect, and here's you coming from behind the scenes. So let's figure out where we're at. And it's funny because like the other day we were talking about like FOIA, it's like the Freedom Information Act, and I was like, we can, like, media can, anybody can. Like, any civilian can literally apply for something and get this information from the government, from any agencies, as long as it's up to standard of what they think is appropriate. And he didn't know about it. He didn't know about like that whole process, and that technically we have a right to know what's going on behind the scenes as civilians. But a lot of civilians don't even know they have that right. And that's the crazy part. And so that's the thing, is we sit there and we converse back and forth, and we talk about like, just, okay, what would we do? Well, from your standpoint, what would you do? What would I do? And we find a mutual point where we're like, crap, like that's a really good point of view. Like, I didn't even think about that, because it's collabing minds. It's figuring out a mutual understanding, a mutual area. And I respect this podcast, because then you get to, not even from your point of view coming at me from what you see, you also get my point of view coming at you.
Two heads is always better than one.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think that way. So it's cool. It's cool getting, especially with all these different people that you just like bring in. You guys get to hear all the different types of viewpoints. And,
I love phenomenal feedback.
Yeah.
Because I think the more you converse, the more you talk, you learn. Because I love to sit back and just absorb and just listen. A lot of people, you ever hear that term, it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians?
Yes. Yeah.
And
right now there's a lot
Yeah.
of chiefs.
It's a lot of chiefs.
That never went to war.
They think they're chiefs. Let's be honest. They're probably Indians, but they think they're chiefs.
Because everybody wants to be the boss. Everybody wants to,
Let's be honest, because the chiefs, you can pick out no problem.
Right.
They don't have to prove that they're chiefs.
They don't talk.
Yeah. They just do.
Just
do.
They just lead. They do what they need to do, and that's that. And that's the thing, is a lot of people think they're chiefs, and they're not really.
I mean,
they just want to be heard.
Yeah.
For this podcast, I will say that the reason why it's growing at the rate that it is because sometimes it gets a little ugly.
Oh yeah.
He's checking me. We're checking each other. Check him. He's checking us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But we all walk out of this door like, bet. Now we know what needs to be done. And we come back and we do it.
Well, we also are starting to normalize talking about these hard topics that usually can't talk about. Like, I know when I was a kid, the number one rule is when you go to a party, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion.
That's still my rule.
Yeah.
That's still my rule.
And so that's the thing, is I think that's why everybody's so ignorant to a lot of these topics, and they can't just mutually agree because they were taught never to talk about it.
Especially about politics. Like, there's so many pieces that are moving parts, you know what I'm saying, in the politic world. So for me to sit here and think I could talk on something that you really don't have a clue about politics right now.
You
like,
can say...
It's so high level, it's so behind the curtain. To spend time talking about that, it's like, right? So we don't spend time talking about that. We spend time talking about what we can control. Yeah. Which is this.
Yep.
And how we're going to share the positive.
Absolutely.
That's it. But everybody that comes here, I mean, we leave. I definitely leave. I leave learning something from everybody that sat here.
Yeah.
I take something from that person.
Yeah.
And I just apply it to my everyday. And I have, I feel like it has made me a better person. Yeah. Hopefully this podcast is helping people become a better person by listening to all the stories that come through.
Well, I was about to say, like, you get so many points of views. Like, you said the Peanut King came in. So, like, I mean, you get literally the other side. Yeah. Like, he just spent so much time in jail, and obviously he did something to get there. So it's like you get to see like the confrontation from his point of view, like how he got to deal with police, and from the other side. And It's interesting to just hear the other side of things sometimes. You never have to agree with it.
Right.
It's just because you listen and you talk and you learn doesn't mean that I have to go home and be like, this is it. This is word. Like this is the end of the story.
Right.
At the end of the day, I still go, I still feel this way, but they had some good points. And I understand why people feel that way now.
Absolutely.
And I can now understand why certain things are going on, you know? And like you said, it's for all audiences. It's literally for everyone. It's because you're literally having everyone in here.
Definitely.
So that's the cool part is you guys are definitely getting out there, and that's kind of where I was going to go is you said like a target audience, and you're like you kind of just want to hit from Japan, Germany, and everybody.
Because this is a human show. It's not about just police, we're humans that just so happen to be police.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we know how to dress. We know what to drink. We know about music. We know about cars.
Yeah.
We know about
we got merchandise,
hip-hop.
fashion.
Yeah, so it's like
music. We in touch with everything.
Just because we cops don't mean, oh my God, we know about guns. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's other people that know way more about guns.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting there.
Yeah.
And he'll be teaching us. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But did you, when you first started out, did you have a target audience? Sorry.
Yeah, it's just us. I mean, it's us. First responders. Military.
That's how it started off.
Well, that and we just wanted to get our shit together.
Yeah.
We wanted to, actually figure this thing out.
Yeah.
So you got to get a couple of episodes together to hear ourselves. That's what we was doing. We had like 10 episodes that we just did, and we would just send it to our loved ones. Like, yo, listen to this. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot like professionals, lawyers, attorneys. Let me know what you think about this.
Right.
And the more feedback we got, the more we critiqued ourselves and just kept gelling, coming in, tweaking everything, putting everything together. So I think we went on for a few months just doing that, getting it together, making sure that we had the proper product before we produced it and put it out to the world, to the atmosphere. And the more feedback we got, the more we got so much better with it. And then the music with Triple C, and because we love music. Music is a part of policing.
Right.
It sets your day up. Like when you get up in the morning, on your way to work, and you got some music after work that slows you down, calms you down. Like music is essential to us.
Yeah.
So we contributed that. There's not many podcasts that has their own mixtape. We got our own mixtape that we brought out for people just to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We got merchandise. And it's just so much to this platform that we bring. We can't just put ourselves, they're just crime. It's just a crime show. Hell no.
Yeah.
This is for everybody. Fashion, we laugh. We have a good time. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, we build rapport and we bridge that gap so people will be like, yo, these are not just police. These guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like just great human beings.
Yeah.
That just so as they police as a profession. Now I love police. I love policing.
Policing is how we feed our families.
Yeah.
This is like us giving back.
Yeah. Absolutely. Free of charge. Just listen, baby. Open your ears.
We're gonna continue to
let me sing to them.
That's the music. Like our intro. People ask us like, "Yo, where you get that beat from?" It's like it gets made for us out of love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, we sit back and we really go back and forth on how we want our intros to be, our ending music.
Well, that's what I was gonna hit on. Is I listened to one podcast and an intro for one song, and then I went to another one. It's a different song.
Yeah.
And
it's the vibe.
It's the vibe. So we're setting up like a trend here. We're kind of setting up a theme. It's like you never know what kind of song you're about to get. Okay.
Just know we cooking.
And that is a very original thing because everybody usually has their like intro, so you know exactly what you're listening to.
Right.
But this is more of a let's get you in the mood first.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of where you're going with that. Is that how you feel?
Right. Shout out to your brother. Shout out to your brother.
Yeah. So shout out to my brother and shout out to my guy DJ Street Orchestra. I'm both from Baltimore. He lives in Philly. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. They battle back and forth.
Okay.
So they too listen to both of them, and they kind of get their vibe. So, it depends on what day. So, if you looked at some of like the old films, everybody had theme music, And that's kind of how I look at them when I'm seeing them. So on that day, again, if Dre's feeling kind of rugged, I'm like, all right, he might want that. If H feeling kind of rugged, like he would like that. But if he doesn't, I'm looking like, all right, he's feeling kind of like, I don't know if you say Bad Boys, but it's like he might be feeling more like Will Smith. So I got to give him something a little more Rick Ross, because Rick Ross is kind of like our go-to because
Yeah,
it's that
100%.
build-up music.
Right.
So
It's that grown- it's the grown-up
man.
music,
Yeah,
right?
and it's sexy yet it's hard.
It helps you get into that
And
boss
it's
mode.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at them like, what would they, if they're in a patrol car together and it's a light day? Let me. So
Yeah.
they'll be sitting down while they talking to you before everything starts, and I'll just play something, and I'll just hear them. And if I see them nodding, I'm like, all right, put that
I
aside.
got him.
Yeah.
Put that aside.
Yeah.
And then if it's something where it's like, I got something that's going to, I'm gonna hold them like, oh, I got something for y'all when y'all come through. So they come to the door, I got all the speakers up.
You're so
I got
ready.
I don't care if
Yeah.
it's 10 o'clock at night. I'll just sit back like this.
No, it's
Or I'm gonna be done.
It's
It
different
is.
now.
It
It's
is.
different now. Because we used to like even once in a while we always listen to music before we zone in. But now Triple C when he does everything.
Right.
And like he know I know this. Cause he'll play it
Yeah.
and I'll be talking to Dre or I'll just be on my phone and I hear it, I'm like, oh shit. And he starts shaking, yeah, okay, so he on it. But nah, like we a family. I swear we a family. And you know, we bosses and we love this.
Yeah.
We critique each other. Nobody gets emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I take this like this is a part of us.
Yeah, I mean that's how success is happening. Is you always have to take the critiques and you have to learn from them, which kind of brings me into my next question. What's your process of editing? Like, how do we go through it? I know you're more technical over there, Chris, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you're the ears.
What I do is after every episode, Chris will load it
Okay.
and I want to hear it.
Okay.
I usually listen to it on my way home. I hear it because Dre, we all busy.
Right.
And it's dope because we all play our roles.
It happened organically.
It happened, I swear,
Yeah.
like we never sat down and quarterbacked it.
Yeah.
It just happened the way it happened.
This is us just pitching it.
Right. So we'll finish episode, Chris will load it up,
Mhm.
and we'll talk, chop it up, and then on my way home, Chris will have that shit loaded already.
Okay.
And I'll listen to it.
So you could listen
Okay.
to it, yeah.
And I listen to it on because my ride home like 40 minutes. So I got enough time to listen to it. And then I just critique it from there. And then Chris will listen to it. If he finds something else that I didn't catch,
Mhm.
he'd be like, well, this. Or Dre, if he has time, Dre will listen to it.
Yeah.
And we just channel it through each other. And it's organic. But the biggest thing is we have to listen to it. If I don't get it, Chris will listen to it.
Right.
But we listen to it before we put it out to the public.
And that's a beautiful thing. Let's talk about trust real quick. So it's like, because I'm not listening to it, and when he says, oh, this, that, and the third, we both trust that what he said is true. And then he comes back and they talk about it. I'm already on next week.
Yeah.
Bringing in like whatever, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then we also have somebody else in California who's like, hey guys, who he's not saying much now because everything's pretty much on the same point.
Mhm.
But when we were, you know, like getting things together,
Right.
he'll jump in the chat and be like, I think this should be done, this should be done, this should be done. And it's no egos. It's like, bet that's what's going to do.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about it. And if, you know, because we are surrounded by people that want to see us grow.
Yeah.
We're not
Be
surrounded by
successful,
like, yeah, exactly. So, you know, these are people that are, they're blood. They're blood.
Yeah.
So if they say something, we take heed and we push
It's
it.
good as
It's
done.
not
Just-
because it's not coming in a mean way.
Right.
They're coming at you as like, I think this will help you and make you more successful, and you're like, well, anything that will make me more successful, hell yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
I think it's not the negativity. It's not like, oh, you're just doing this terribly. It's purely just for positive gain.
And we're all team players.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no, there's no head, there's no captains. Nah. If I hear something, I zero in on it. That minute, that second of that clip, Chris right here, change right there.
Yeah.
Chris is on it. Boom, got you.
Yeah.
Changes the whole shit.
Yeah.
And that's it. We move like we're supposed to move.
Now, do you guys like when it comes down to editing, do you guys like ever feel like you're like, we just need to chop all that out? Has there ever been a moment where you're just like, we need to get rid of
What was
that?
that, 34? I think 34.
Yeah, that's I always have that back. So looking at it from a civilian standpoint, there's stuff from me, like I said, growing up around that we talk kind of off camera. Like I had aunts and uncles that were like you know, they were like family, but they aunts and uncles to me.
Mm-hmm.
So certain things just will never see the light of day.
Okay.
And it's just because it just shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see it. We pick up on it 9 times out of 10. We'll have like a quick, hey, this, that, and the fourth, because one of us may say, and I say, yeah, but I just want to be cautious.
Yeah.
And just say, nah, it's not. You know, and it's nothing illegal, it's nothing this, that, and the fourth, but we are in a hypersensitive time. We gotta realize
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I'm at 44, my brother's getting close, you know what I'm saying? So we grew up around individuals who, like, I grew up around women's, and men's men.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and
It's
certain
different
things,
now.
right? It's different. That's the best way to put it.
It's
you know?
different.
So like having his dad come in, like, perfect example. When H's dad came in, it was a phenomenal episode.
Yeah, that shit was
And
crazy.
hit
76, I think.
you
76.
Could, you could tell, like, he was telling stories that we could fill in the blanks.
You would love that.
And if
You would love
and
that.
if you, I mean, I don't care where you're from. If you're from an era,
Yeah.
you can fill in the blanks.
Mhm.
He didn't have to say it. It was
Right.
it was understood. And I love that. People don't talk like that anymore. They gotta hear. So tell me step by step. Nah, he told you. I was here.
Mhm.
Right.
And I was at the club on this day. And he knew the exact day. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
The episode is truck
Whole article
series.
about it.
Yeah.
That's
I have
awesome.
to tell
And
you.
if you
Look it
listen
up.
and you missed it, then you missed it.
Yeah.
You gotta catch up.
Right.
So
that's
it's
where
that
we
type of
from.
stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
And also,
Yeah.
it's we have so much energy. If I say something, if Dre say something, Chris is on it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say something, or if we have a guest that say something, I'll look at Chris instantly. He'll be like we'll give that eye, like, yo, we gotta edit that shit.
Yeah.
And he's on it. Like, we all like, yo.
So
If
you
you
guys
hear
are
it-
like making your own little personal
No,
mental
because
notes.
you know, not like we don't want to. We don't want nobody to hurt themselves.
Right.
right.
Because at the end of the day,
Like you said, it's
We
a
serve-
positivity. It's supposed to be for the best,
Right.
not for the
but
worst.
Right.
we gotta it's separation, because this is not from the department.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have that disclaimer,
Right.
just like he's federal.
Mm-hmm.
So we always put that disclaimer out there first and foremost.
This isn't not.
This is a
I heard
business
that, yeah.
that
I
has
actually
nothing to
listened that
do
episode.
with the uniform.
It's like the 0 episode or whatever, or the pre-whatever season,
right.
Yep.
where you had all the official like, let's just get this out there right now before you even
And
start listening
That's
here.
letting you know
And
it's
even
about to
for-
get it's
yeah.
about to
Yeah.
get real.
And even to add to what H said, is individuals that's not in uniform as well.
Yeah.
So if some people came in here and their former life was that,
Yeah.
you know, we could talk about statues and blah, blah, but it's like, yeah, we're going to save that one because we
Mhm.
just don't want them getting caught up.
Right.
Hopefully they weren't still on probation for whatever, but it's
Right.
like, nah, we'll leave it off.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it off.
How
And
do you-
people appreciate that.
How do you guys choose to like what to talk about, or do you think like it just kind of like?
We shoot from the hip.
It's
and
all
Okay.
organic.
All right.
It's all organic.
So
I don't
it's
like-
all
I don't
off
like
script.
scripts.
Yeah, it's
I don't
all
like
off script.
scripts.
Okay.
You know what? Because I want it to be real and genuine.
Right.
I want the first thing come out your mouth. I want it to be all you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think about it before you say it. I just want that shit to come out raw.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
That's a real conversation.
Have you ever just left an interview though? Like we finish up, we wrap up, we get done, and you're like, why didn't I ask about that? Or
Oh,
why
yeah.
didn't I hit that topic?
I think
Or-
sometimes, but that's rare.
Is it okay?
Because when we talk, like, we bring everything out, which
Okay.
leads us in a totally different direction.
Right.
Right.
That's how much we gel and we vibe.
Okay.
And that person lets it go.
It happens to me because I take a lot of time just listening
Yeah.
to the conversation, and then when I go home, I'm like, damn, I should have asked that.
Yeah.
But it's all love, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I see it now. Like before, I would be upset, but like now I see it. Maybe it wasn't meant
Right.
because I don't ever want to like if they gelling if the conversation's going,
Right.
and then I throw something in there, and the person might take it the wrong way. It might throw us the wrong way.
I might
Right.
fuck up the equilibrium. Like,
Yeah.
damn, I wasn't even thinking, like, you know what I mean?
It becomes more of an interview, not a conversation at
Right.
that point.
Just let it flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let it flow. And let it go where it go.
yeah. I've learned with this not to be so uptight. And,
Yeah.
So now I just be saying things sometimes, and then, you know, I say something, and then they make fun of me because it just comes out like kind of funny or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's part of that's just it because it's organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the I think it was your first episode, and you were talking about like where you're from and the way you said something. You said my Dominican tongue, and he goes, "Hey, keep
Shit,
it."
watch your mouth. You're getting real disrespectful.
Oh, sorry.
He's showing off and shit.
Yeah. Oh my
Right.
god, that cracked me up. I'm like laughing as I'm like listening to it. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" And
Yeah,
I'm
talking about-
like,
Some motherfucker talking about the heavy Dominican tongue. Nobody want to hear that shit. Right. Real noisy.
Cracked me up.
Right,
Loved
real
it.
noisy.
Absolutely
I didn't
loved
even
it.
mean that.
That
No,
was
he
so
did.
good. But that's the thing.
No,
You
that's
don't
the
even
thing.
realize, and then it's like,
Because I'll be
oh.
messing with it.
Yeah, I just meant that, like, you know, sometimes you drink and you
Yeah.
you start.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, but shout out to you. I've been drinking with you for a long time.
Right.
She's been my bartender
True.
for a long time. And look,
I think that's gonna be the hard part is like losing that is like
So good.
losing that
You're growing.
relationship. Yeah.
you're growing.
You gotta
That's
grow.
beautiful.
Yeah. I
You know what I
know.
mean?
You know what I mean?
Beautiful things happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good. That
'Cause
was
you-
part of it ever now. Something else.
you know what? And that's the biggest thing. Like, there's so many people that just talk about, it's good to be a dreamer.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing quality to have as a person.
Even if you don't hit it, you're getting somewhere close to it.
But
And
you
that's
gotta,
that's the cool
Yeah.
part.
but
is-
you gotta put shit in action.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta stop
Definitely.
talking about it.
Right.
Like, we don't talk over here. We work.
Right.
My work shows itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the back of my head, I know where I want to be and what I want to do.
Right.
Let's get more work, less talk.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, that's never gonna happen. But the thing is like the wilder your dreams are, the like you don't understand, but it still gets you close to it. You might not ever get to that wild dream. Like somebody's like, oh, I want to be a famous I wanted to be a famous news anchor. As I'm like pushing towards that dream, I'm like, I actually really suck at talking from a screen, like reading that. I'm
Mhm.
like, I took a broadcasting class. I was like, oh, that's not for me. And I'm like, but it's funny because I reached for that not going to happen dream. I still found out what I really like.
Right,
doing.
you landed still in that industry.
And I'm getting closer and
Just-
closer to what I'm meant to do and what I'm meant to be. And I think that's the idea behind dreaming big is just because you dream big doesn't mean that's actually going to happen or like that's actually where you're going to go, but you're going to find yourself by following that.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing is that a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, yeah, well, you say, oh, I want to be a famous singer. You might not be a famous singer, but you'll find out you're really good at producing.
Absolutely.
And you can become a famous producer, or you can make a difference and
Or a
start
writer,
producing for
maybe
people.
write
Yeah.
music.
Right.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing is that's the nice part about dreaming big.
Of course.
That's the
And
nice
it's,
part
and
about
it's keeping
dreaming
a good circle with
big.
you
Yeah.
of positive people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always take how I move and, you know, my endeavors in life. The Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey had it's a book called Jump.
Mm-hmm.
And the meaning of jump is you got to jump off that cliff.
Mm-hmm.
You see people soaring by,
Yeah.
going to different countries, living the different life because they made that jump.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Yeah.
Or you'll be the same crabs in the barrel.
Right.
Motherfuckers holding you down
Mhm.
from your true self. You got to know your gift. Focus on it.
Or you have to figure it out. And
And
you're
you
not
will
going to
figure
figure
it
it out until you jump because that's how you learn how to fly.
You can't just sit on your ass.
Yeah. That's
Right.
literally
Just
how
gotta
you learn
come
how
to
to
you.
fly. You just
Right.
have to jump and you got to figure it out and hope to God you make it.
Yeah.
That's definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people get messed up over themselves. Not believing. Just do it. Fuck it. You're gonna fall. Get up.
Mhm.
Brush it off. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Especially now in this time that we live in now with so many opportunities.
Really,
You know,
there
this
really is.
every industry right now is on fire. Like if you're home and
I think the workforce is at an all-time low as it's
Yeah.
ever been.
Yeah. No, I
there's so
agree.
much jobs out there.
I
What?
know.
Yo,
When I seen Royal Farms, $1,000 signing bonus just to sign up,
signing bonus
just to sign up
to work at a
at a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
signing bonus.
Word,
And you would never ever see that.
Signing.
yo, at Royal Farms, bro.
$1,000
signing
When we were
bonus.
growing up, I
Word
would've
to
said
work
I
a
would-
cashier.
And do
I
some
would
chicken
do
every
that.
once in a while.
Throw some chicken in there, you know what I mean?
A signing
Nobody
bonus.
wants to work.
No.
Motherfuckers want to be given everything.
Yeah.
They want to be given.
And then they complain.
Yeah.
That same thing with policing, same thing with any career. Everybody want to complain. It was brought up to me at in service the other day. One of my partners,
Mhm.
he said he was in service, and he said there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers complaining about the department, this and that. So one gentleman got up. He said, "Listen, I understand everybody's gripes."
Mhm.
He said, "But when you drove here today, what kind of car you drove in? Nice
Mhm.
car? You had gas in it, right?"
Mhm.
He said, "In all my 30 years,"
You came here not hungry.
he said, "every other Friday my paycheck was cleared.
Mhm.
I get to go home to it." He said, "Anybody home fucked up? Anybody living on Section 8 here?
Mm-hmm.
So you go home to a nice house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brand new built.
Yep.
What the fuck you got? He said, I got nothing to complain about.
Mm-mm.
He said, all my kids went to college off of BPD.
Mm-hmm.
So I bust out laughing because that's how I carry it.
It's the truth.
I mean,
I don't worry about shit I can't control.
well, that's the thing is everything
I
has
control
its
that
flaws.
OT though.
Everything has its flaws. Oh, true.
I
true,
needs
true,
that.
True.
I order.
Doing that tonight.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
They just authorized overtime. I'll take that.
But you know what? It just goes to show there's always gonna be a complainer.
It's all in your mentality.
That's all it is.
If you change your mentality, you can change your life.
You'll be fine.
And it's also it depends on the reason why you like as complaining, like that's the thing is we don't need complainers. We need this is what's wrong. Let's figure out how to fix it. Like
Right.
how you say like everybody's trying to do it in a positive way.
Yeah.
These people that are complaining, are they trying to fix it?
No.
Right.
Are
now.
they out
just
there
saying the
trying to figure it out and why it's broken in the first place?
Exactly.
And that's the difference. Like there's always going to be something wrong and there's always something that can be fixed. And that's the thing is like in the end it's always supposed to be about, okay, can we fix it? Can I help do it? I'm not going to just complain on something that I can't touch.
Right.
Like if I can do something, I'm going to fix it. I know at my work right now, social media is a little lacking. Like we're not advertising as much. And I'm like off the job. Like personally, like it's going to come back and help me because in the end, if we advertise correctly, they're going to come in and they're going to spend their money and I'm going to get it. So like that's the thing is I might not be getting paid to help them advertise something or Photoshop something and give my services for free. But in the end, that money is going to come back on me because more people are going to come in.
Right.
So when I'm not complaining, oh, it's so dead. We're not advertising. Why aren't we advertising? They need to get on this. I'm gonna get on this. I'm gonna do it. I complain about it. I'm now gonna fix it.
Right.
I'm coming up with ideas. Let's get this passed. Let's do this. Let's figure this out. Why can't we do this? And I'm contributing, even though I'm not getting paid to contribute. Eventually, that money's going to come back to me because those people are finally going to come in and it's not going to be dead anymore.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to make that money. And in the end, it's all for a better purpose. It's all for everybody making money.
Yeah, it came full circle.
Yes. And so that's the thing is like, I get when people complain. You're allowed to complain if you're frustrated about something. But you're not just allowed to complain and not do anything about
Right.
it. End of story. Like, do something then. If you're really upset, do something.
I like it.
Preach.
Well done. All right, what else you got for us? I hope you cooking.
Yeah, so
you got canola in there. What we got? What's up?
Yeah, so
we're firing all cylinders right now.
I feel like what do you do as how do we like get the podcast out? Like, do we do it once a week? Do we do it every
It drops
week?
every Monday.
It drops every Monday.
Every Monday is the day.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
You know what? Let's talk about the podcast real quick.
Yeah.
The logo.
Yeah.
Real quick, because a lot of people
Let's break it down.
forgot.
Yeah.
The Gorilla's blue, Silverback Chronicles. Chronicles
Mm-hmm.
means story. Silverback is the name of the crew back in the Northeast. We pay homage to Baltimore City in the purple skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, hometown is in the blue.
Yeah.
That's the New York City skyline. That's
Mm-hmm.
the Baltimore City skyline.
That's awesome.
We blacked his eyes out because in this job, we're not here to judge. We're here to help.
We don't see color. We see a problem.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Now, he's in a suit because obviously we wear a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But also a suit has been the uniform of Business America.
Mm-hmm.
We combine the both, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing a suit. It's not a police uniform because this suit can identify he could go anywhere with the suit. See what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's not forget, he's an animal. He is a gorilla. You don't want that gorilla to come out.
No.
We come in peace.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And in society nowadays, a lot of people talk when we show up like this, but then when he shows up, they backpedal.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. Let's not even get it to that point. Let's carry everything out like gentlemen, like civilized
talk it out.
people.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And of course, a little touch right here.
Yeah.
We
That
have
little
the
Maryland
crown to
pin,
represent where we're at
We
now.
got the sexy lapel pin.
Right? I mean,
I'm vibing with that hat though.
Right.
I mean, yeah. He's
Like
a
that, right?
detective.
It's a
It's
phenomenal
nice little,
fedora.
like a
You know, back in the day, everybody dressed like this and everybody,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel in that 1920s, like
50s,
I'm
the
about to
50s, yeah.
50s.
Sinatra.
Like
Okay, we're going more Sinatra.
Very
Okay.
classy,
Yeah.
All right.
you know?
All right.
And that's it. And now, the world's about to see him everywhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah. White teeth because we keep our shit nice and pearly.
You know what I'm saying? He goes to the dentist, 2 times a year.
We got benefits, you know what I'm saying?
Get that deep cleaning.
Right.
Proof of the job.
And
Absolutely.
And that's the logo right there.
I like it. I like the thought process. I like the breaking it down and really figuring that out. And I think that's a lot of places, like the branding. The branding is very important. And
That's why, like, with our merchandise, it's huge.
A lot of people just come. We'll be walking in the street because that's what we wear now.
yeah.
And people are like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And then it's a positive conversation
Right.
that starts, and then boom, organically,
Right.
that same person now follows us on Instagram, and it's like, "Yo, you guys are," and it's like, "Yo, come through." The seat could be yours too.
Yeah.
We're blessed to say that we're out of stock, like, of everything.
Continuously.
Yeah.
Continuously.
That's awesome.
We like to say we got a sexy boutique because we always come out with something different. We only in year 2. Just imagine moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of heavy hitters that love what we're doing.
Yeah.
So this is bigger than us. This is going to get to a level, and we saw this.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this. This is.
That's the dream.
This is organic. This hasn't been done, and we're doing it.
Well, that's
Like, I don't know if you noticed, but my trench coat has a lapel pin of him.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
little
Little small
touches.
details,
Right.
yeah. And that's what sticks around now.
Correct.
That's
Seriously.
what's different.
Yeah, because we're not trying to be a fad. We're not trying to, be hot for 6 months and then all of a sudden, what happened to those guys?
This forever.
Yeah, I'm not being disrespectful, but we're not trying to be like a FUBU.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They were hot, and then
Right.
and then
No,
boom,
we're
they
not trying to
disappear.
wash
We're not-
out.
We're trying to be a
Yeah.
Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein.
Mm.
It's out here for ages. It's a Gap,
Right.
Banana Republic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those companies, Levi's, they've been around since the 50s.
Buddy
They're
Lee
durable
jeans.
and they're dependable.
100%. I know when I get a pair of Levi's, they're gonna fit just right.
Yep.
Nothing too, no rips, none of these
It's not
crazy
over the
things
top
and
either.
rhinestones.
It's not over the top. It's for everyone.
Yeah, give me a pair of Sean John jeans. I'm good.
Yeah.
I call it Sean James.
Oh, we went there. We started going in that direction.
Right. Right.
You might as well throw on some baby fat.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? But
That's
it's the biggest thing is it's this is it's hard, but it's fun. We don't see it as
It is
hard
hard.
because when you do something that you love to do, like we got other businesses going on. Like we're not just police.
What makes it for you guys? Like what about this makes it for you? Like what at the end of the day when you leave here, is it listening to it at the end of the day? Like when it all gets edited and you're like, holy crap, that's great. Or is it like actually just having this atmosphere, or like what does it for you guys? What makes you want to come back and do it again?
It's the atmosphere and it's the feedback.
Okay.
You got A-list actors loving this shit. Like, yo, you motherfuckers are on to something different. You got people. I had people pull me aside from me and Dre last week we was talking and talk to me like, listen, I never knew you guys existed. I never knew this was what policing was about.
Yeah.
You guys are totally like you blew me away with the things you were saying.
Well, yeah.
And it's like, wow,
And it's a topic that's actually needed. That's the thing is it's
Exactly.
right now it's needed more than ever. Like the way the world's going and the way that especially media on my aspect. And this is where I have a hard time with media and this is my own personal controversy with media, especially because I'm going in that direction. It's all owned by these conglomerates and they're only worried about the numbers. They lose the aspect of what we're supposed to be as journalists, as media people. We are the watchdogs of the government. We're supposed to sit there and make everything transparent. We're supposed to let just civilians everywhere know, okay, this is what's going on, and they've lost that. They now have their own agenda, and that's where I start having this inner turmoil because I'm like, I know I'm going in this direction and then this is kind of my own personal promise and I'm going to do what's good for me and what I see
Please
and
do that.
what is it's supposed to be. And that's the thing is there's still a lot of great journalists out there that do just that. But then there's a lot of journalists who are like, oh, they're telling me to do it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
And that's where you're losing that aspect of what actually media is and what it's supposed to be. Like social media in general, obviously is for social aspects, but it's also turned the whole news aspect too. You get news so much faster now.
You do.
From the shares. Just
Yeah,
like sharing
you do.
within you, it's a newspaper can post something online within 5 minutes. It's worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just be true to yourself
I like
Yeah,
that.
and get the bag.
yeah.
Don't take it personally.
Make sure your bills
Listen,
get paid and you're living nice and
honey, get the
comfortably.
bag. Get the bag.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you have,
Business is
you have a great
business.
storyteller voice.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But you have a
Listen.
great storyteller, so get the information from both
Get-
sides.
All right. Yeah.
The bag.
Always.
Everybody say it ain't about money, but it's about.
It is, yeah, because unfortunately that
Hello.
causes problems in your life.
Yeah. To touch what you were saying, for me, what I get from this is everything. I love the experience. It's a lot of time consuming,
Mm-hmm.
but like being able to throw out the product, to hear the stories, to the way he chops it up, to the artwork, the post. I love all of it.
Yeah.
I love all of it. Silverback Chronicles, we're media. Like this is a form of media. But to go back to what you're saying, the difference between us and we're not a what's the word?
Conglomerate.
I can't
Yeah.
say that because
Yeah.
the heavy.
Watch your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
not
got
gonna say
you.
it, but you know what I'm talking
I'm
about.
on it.
The difference between us and them is that we put the people first here.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yep.
Them, they don't. We put people first
Right.
here. We're here to educate. We're here to motivate.
Right.
We're here to, you wake up in your morning and it's like, go get it. Go get
Mhm.
that bag to feed your family or for whatever goals you have.
Yep.
We're here for the people.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. And we will always be like that.
And
Absolutely.
It's just that's personally my thing is I really do like everything in this major of learning all this stuff because it is such like a needed thing nowadays. But my problem is all these businesses, all these things, all these outlets are all owned by some bigger person. And in the end of the day, they just start pushing their own agenda because they want that money bag.
Mhm.
And so here I am, I'm like, okay, yeah, I want that money bag too. I want that. But do I have to sell my soul to the devil for
And
it?
that's the problem. There's so much.
And that's the thing is that's where I'm starting to find
Until you
that.
don't.
It's
that line.
how much do you have to sell your soul?
Yeah.
Right.
There's
I
so
feel
much
like everybody
money.
has to
If-
sell their soul. That's what-
If 5% of it is selling,
yeah.
get that bag.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so much money.
I
out
mean,
there.
as long as you ain't
Yeah.
bending over holding your ankles,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Seriously.
It's
I mean,
always been there too.
it's
Nikola
it's
Tesla
always
was
been
the
there.
same way.
Since
Nikola
the beginning of
Tesla
time, yeah.
was very smart, but he got bought out by a bigger company.
Yep.
And
It's always gonna be like
now
that.
they've
Mhm.
said they the one that created everything
Yeah.
that he started. So it's always
That's
been
the
that.
game.
Yeah, that's the game.
you know how
It
many
literally
people ask us like, aren't y'all like afraid of the feedback, the kickback? Why?
No. Why?
Why should I be scared of that?
Scared of
Talking my
what?
mind.
If we're speaking truth and you get offended, then you're that piece of shit officer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or you're that piece of shit supervisor.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me.
Oh, but by the
No,
way, just
yeah.
to put it out there, we're lawyered up. We lawyered up.
Yeah.
We got
We
horses.
can try.
Well, yeah,
we
you-
got
you-
animals behind us.
Yeah. Well, you
We're
got.
not stupid.
Yeah, I was about to say if you don't have your own backs, then
Come on now.
you're like.
But
yeah.
but my thing is, we're speaking the truth.
Right.
This is part of
They know it.
this is part of being community
Transparent.
police.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Oh, you want transparency? No problem. I'm gonna
right.
give it to you.
We just doing it on our level.
Yeah. How you
Because we affected better.
Hmm.
There's no sugarcoating. Nobody can speak for us.
Right.
No. This is what it is. This is what's real.
And I like that you guys like say like you don't really edit it. You don't like stick to the script. Like
There's no
so
script.
when you're really talking, you're coming
Naked.
straight at
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Ass
Yeah.
naked.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think that's
No
what
chaps.
touches people. So like that reaches people to like, and I think touches reaches.
No chaps.
Oh
No chaps.
No.
Right.
no, that's all right.
Flakes and grapes.
We're going there. We're going all the way there. I mean, honestly, I just love like hearing about like the just how you guys go about it. it's one of those things. Do you guys like ever get? Do we ever get like nervous? Do you guys get nervous? Because I know I was nervous from the other aspects. Like,
of what?
just doing this, like of like interviewing, and do you
I
guys
love
ever get
interviewing.
intimidated or
No.
no?
I hope we get that guest where the questioning becomes challenging, because that's going to be a phenomenal discussion.
Right.
It really is. But it won't be challenging because of what we do. I think we got a doctorate in policing in the place that we police. You can't make that up.
Right.
That was hard.
You know what I'm saying? What we do on a daily basis, it's not the throw no jabs, but it's real.
Right.
A county officer's not going to experience that in a 20-year career.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I think
it takes a person to love and just enjoy what the city offers you. And we love it every bit.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, that's you guys are doing what like people watching movies.
Yeah.
And do like you.
But people watch movies.
You're working with HBO right now, right?
Yeah, we just finished.
They just wrapped up.
Yep. That was a beautiful experience.
Seriously.
And, you know, to talk about
Can you talk about it now? Or you gotta wait a little bit?
I think I can. I'm not gonna talk about what I was doing,
don't tell me the content, but like
the title of whatever. But I will say that in that industry, I was able to be around everyone. There's one thing, people complain, but they get the job done. Not complain. People express certain things, but what they express is like, he's not doing it right. It should be done like this.
It's criticizing. You're criticizing.
Criticizing because everyone in that world is at the top of their game.
Yeah.
Like if my job is to wire these mics, I'm in there and I'm
gonna do it the most perfect way I possibly can.
100%. Because if I don't mic this up, then the next person behind can't do his job. It's like a, you know, like laying down rail tracks. Like first you lay this down, then somebody comes and hammers it, then somebody comes and lays this down, and it was just so beautiful to watch. You know, these people in their fields just high level
excelling. Yeah,
not they're just high level. Like they show up to work.
Yeah.
You know, what I can gather from my experience of being there and actually being in a role and being a part in the movie, it was amazing.
It comes out in April, by the way. I'm just saying.
April?
April.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Hype
cool.
it up.
We'll let y'all, we can't say now, but we'll let y'all know when we can.
Yeah.
But my experience, it felt natural to me. I don't think it wasn't too much for me.
Right.
I think it was what I needed.
Okay.
Like a confirmation?
It was a confirmation that it's something that it's always been a part of my life, and I got a chance to bring it into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Having that opportunity to be with A-list actors and to see how it's done.
Right.
And them giving me confirmation like, bro,
you did good.
No, what are you doing?
Oh.
You're doing something. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You should be doing this.
God, I got you.
So that fucked me up.
Yeah. I thought they were done.
Yo. Because I'm on set and I love it. This guy's like a fucking machine.
Oh, his preparation.
Him and another A-list actor.
JH, JB.
Yo, JH, JB, they just like, yo. But JB, that's the bro.
Yeah.
JH is the bro, always. But I seen it was me and JB going back and forth. And I see it's crazy how the mindset, and it wasn't too much for me. Like I said, it was what I needed because I memorized all my lines and just going back and forth. After every time we went, he would come back and redo it all over again, not even with the cameras on.
Yeah.
Just us we going back and forth at the scene.
Right.
And just seeing his mental preparation, how he goes over his lines and it's back and like mentally he puts himself in that character. When everybody's fucking cleaning up, he's mentally back in that character going over his lines and we're going back and forth combating each other. And this went on for an entire day.
Right.
In a day.
Like got there, I think at 5 a.m. We didn't get out of there till 6, 7 o'clock that evening.
Okay.
So it's back and forth going. And, it's crazy.
Yeah, the preparation on that level.
And just, and like, I'm just appreciating the opportunity, but I'm coming in ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my clip is fully loaded. All my lines is memorized. And I could freestyle on top of that. It's curtains.
Yeah.
Because my personality, I can adapt to that. I'm swift with the pen when it comes to talking shit.
Right.
It's just a part of me. Now, I can add that until this catalog of these lines of me being me.
It turned out to be beautiful.
And just to get that confirmation from both of these, like, just not even just the actors, the people on set.
That's such a good feeling. It's such a validation.
It's like, and I'm humble. I just want to enjoy myself and make the best out of this opportunity. And just to hear directors, actors, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. You need to be doing this. It fucked me up.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that experience, like, you can't make that up. You got to do it to understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it only came out the way you're saying so beautiful because you also prepared like the big bro.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, and that's to go back to just life in general. A lot of people, they want certain things, and they cry. Fam, you got to prepare, and then you got to go do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just show up unprepared, because then people are going to be like, yo, bro, get out of here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because he did what he was supposed to do, along with somebody that also did what they were supposed to do, something beautiful came out of that.
Yeah.
Because you have two people that are prepared. They came to it as a professional.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
More cops need to approach this job now as a profession.
Yeah.
Stop coming to work. You need to work out and look like this G.I. Joe over here. You see what I'm saying? Because this will prevent a lot of things. You see, like, he's prepared for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these little things. And that's what we're trying to tell people. Like, be prepared. Prepare yourself. Even if I wake up and throw garbage, like, I'm a garbage man. Prepare yourself for that. You see what I'm saying? Don't just show up and you don't know your route and you getting the numbers messed up.
Right.
No, be a professional at that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I wanted to be New York City sanitation. That's like the best kept secret.
Yeah, they get paid bread.
If I wasn't a cop, that was my
I'd have been throwing garbage like it's nothing.
I would have been flinging them garbage back right into that truck.
Smiling like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm done with work by 6 a.m. What's up?
Sure.
What happened?
7 a.m.
Got the whole day. Take a shower and I go to the gym. Whatever. But you have to be prepared. You have to prepare yourself for the next day. You have to prepare yourself for what you get into. See what I'm saying? And then something beautiful comes out of it. Yeah. It may not happen right away. People want everything right away.
Yeah.
Right. You got to continuously.
Yeah.
Life wants to see you continuously prepare yourself. And then that one day when you least expect it, boom.
Well, it's just so funny because, like, you don't realize it, but you think your life's supposed to be taking you one way and it takes you a whole nother way, like 100%. How you were saying. And how they were like, oh, you're not even in the right place and like the right occupation and stuff like that. And then you hear about, like, these actors, like the one guy that was in, like, Machete, and he comes out of jail, and he's an actor. He's now a famous actor. He gets paid beautifully.
People get,
and it's just it's so weird how, like, life will. He probably thought his life was just done. Like, I've just spent all these years in jail. I'm gonna try to find the most minimal thing I can do to get money, live my life, and
he didn't really
over here, like, just.
He became famous just off his look.
Yeah.
Top actors. Some of them, like, they started in their late 30s, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just made the most out of the opportunity.
Yep.
But they were grinding for those 20s.
I.e. Samuel L. Jackson, i.e. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Late in their 30s.
Yeah.
And just, they just had a grit, a nonstop work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Work ethic separates everything.
100%.
Work ethic separates everything. You can't buy work ethic.
Yeah.
That's something that's got to be in you, and you got to want it. Right. You got to want it.
Hopefully you can get it when you're young.
Right. Hopefully you get it in your 20s.
Yeah.
So you can understand it
Only a few,
and live how you want to live.
Right.
But a lot of people fuck it up.
I wish I got it in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. You and me both. But you know what?
Got it now.
We on God's path.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I thank God that, we're groomed and we ready for where we at now. So now we just got to show up and show off. It wasn't time in our 20s. Mentally, we wasn't ready for that.
Right.
Wasn't prepared for that
I
exposure.
I definitely wasn't.
Me neither. But now we're groomed.
Yeah.
We got to a point in our life.
Well, now
where,
you've refined it and you know what you want.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what time and I guess age would do to you is it helps you refine down to like, all right, what is it actually that I want? Because I know when I started school right out college, right out of high school, and I went for dance, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, nah, I could literally do this without getting a degree. Like I can become a teacher anywhere. I can go dance on a stage anywhere without having a degree in this. What am I doing? So then I took a huge break and I was just like, I said, let's just pay my bills for right now. And then here we are. I randomly decided I wanted to try out writing. And it was one of my English 101 teachers, thought process. He was like, hey, you got something here. You got an opinion. You know how to phrase it to the point where everybody understands. So follow through with that. Like, you write like how you talk. And I'm like, okay, all right. I kind of understand what you're saying here. Mm-hmm. And then as I like kept writing and kept getting into this kind of what I'm doing now, I realized it's like, that's really hard to do. It's really hard for people to do is to write how they talk. And nobody wants to read a paper, listen to somebody that's just trying to give you verbiage and just jumbled up, whatever, just trying to sound smart. And you're like...
a lot of online, of, what do you call it? A lot of run-on sentences.
Yeah, it's just like jargon. So it's actually really hard to write how you speak. And that's the thing is that's the only way I knew how to write.
Right.
Is exactly how I talked. And I actually had it's called an IEP in written expression. I actually could not write sentences when I was in elementary school. Physically could not write them. I would write it and it would come out just she, hill, ran. Like I just couldn't write a sentence. And now here I am writing these papers, doing this stuff. And it's the total opposite of where I was. And it's just so crazy. It's like they say you can't do that or you're not good at that. And the next thing you know, I get into college and they're like, oh, you're great at this. And it's one of those like, it takes time. It takes time to figure this out, and it takes time to figure you out. And I think that's where you guys are also. And it's an awesome moment feeling that too. Like a light bulb just finally flicks on and you're like, holy crap, what have I been doing?
It's clicking.
Yeah.
But that's how you grow.
Yeah.
Mentally, you got to put yourself in that space to where you want to enjoy.
Yeah.
And absorb being great.
Yeah.
And applying that work ethic to get you to that great status.
It's a great aha moment. And I think it's beautiful for everybody. And I don't know when you guys had that aha moment in your life, but I'm pretty sure like everybody does have that one moment where you're like, wow. You're just like, this is what I was made to do. Right. This is literally it. I'm so good at it and I'm not even trying. You know, it's like one of those things. And that, like you said, when you were acting and they're like, you're doing the wrong thing. And you're like, I prepared. I did what I needed to do. But the thing is you're just good at it. You didn't need classes to tell you to do this. You didn't need to go through acting school. You didn't need to do this. You didn't need to do that.
Just raw talent.
It just rolls right off of you, yeah.
It's crazy.
Raw talent.
And just watching like how the greats do it.
Yeah.
And I see his work ethic. I said, okay. In my head, I'm like, I got you, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Keep reciting. Because I'm going to tear your ass up on it. When we go live now, and it's dope because that's where he's like, yo, we got to do it like this.
It was a constant.
Yo, back and forth. There's a meeting of the minds, verbal judo.
And like, not everybody even picked up on it.
No. Right.
It's like they had their own moment.
And the director was like, yo, he got to a point where he was like, yo, I just want you to do you. And he had to tell me like 2 times. He said, yo, just let it out. JB too, he's like, yo, just let it go. Let it go. I had to mentally get myself.
It's literally that rawness, like what we're talking about here. Like right now, this whole conversation is just raw. And that's the thing is some people can't be that way. Some people are just not raw. And that's literally the hardest part about any job ever. Especially when you're behind a camera or you're behind a microphone or you're behind this. Just any kind of social aspect. Like when you talk to people out on the streets, like when you're dealing with stuff, you get so much more accomplished when you're talking to them like person to person.
100%.
Not when you're talking from your cop voice with who you have to be. Like and you're not talking from an occupational aspect. You're talking, this is me, this is you. We're having a conversation. You get so much more done, and rawness is such a hard thing to come upon.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's just not in the individual to let it come out like.
Yeah.
You know what was confirmation? Another thing that was confirmation, and for us to keep doing this. I went and got coffee the other morning, right? And I saw a patrol car. I parked next to it. I went inside Dunkin' Donuts. One of my old coworkers, Hines, he works the overnights. And he saw me, and like he said, "Yo, Horton, I knew it was a city truck. I knew it was an unmarked, but I didn't know it was you." I said, "Yeah." So, we dabbed each other, gave each other a hug. He was like, "Bro, y'all really speak for us." He said, "Yo, I love what y'all doing." He said, "It means everything." I said, "Won't you come on?" He said, "Nah." He said, the bright lights, the camera, that's not me.
Yeah.
He said, "But yo, I love what he said, "You guys truly speak for us." He was like, "That's something that we need, bro." And just talking to him, you know what I'm saying? And it just sharing that experience, it was needed.
Right.
It was needed.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate that. I always appreciate
I had a moment like that. It was pretty funny. I didn't even tell you. We were talking, and like this guy came up, and he's like, "Yo," it just came up like we were talking about podcasts. And he was like, "Yo, you guys ever heard of the Silverback Chronicles?"
Wow.
And I'm like, "What?" I still quiet. I wanted to hear what he was gonna say.
Right.
I thought he was gonna say like, "Yo, this shit is trash," or
right, just to get the feedback.
Yeah, I just still quiet. But it was a group of us. It was a group of people. It was like 5 people. He's like, "Yo, you should listen to the Silverback Chronicles, man. These cops, these cops, they helped me prepare for this." And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, man, these guys, they just keep it so like, but it's so cool. They joke around."
Yeah.
And I never once told them like, "Hey,
I'm the owner.
It's me.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, like that's so dope. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna listen to that. And it was like, to me, it was like a little inside joke.
Absolutely.
But I was like, yo, I'm gonna listen to that. And he was like, yo, like he was putting me on.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, that's so dope. And he wasn't a cop, and he's not from Maryland.
Wow.
He was an actor from Pennsylvania.
That's
Wow.
And then, like, recently, he was like, "Motherfucker, why didn't you tell me I was here?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought you knew, but it was dope."
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know, like, it's love. It's love.
It's straight love.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Triple C, how long we been going for?
This was a dope.
145.
And you talking about,
wow.
we are hour and 45 minutes into this.
Yeah.
Do you see the vibe?
Yeah, no.
And how it just goes?
You just lose yourself,
I get it. The thing is, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, the conversation for us is just vibing, but like,
the people
The numbers tell you.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like, that's the thing.
I'm good with it, but you want to know why? It's content.
Yeah. I mean, and the nice part is
They'll get back to it.
It gives like a nice variety too. It's like you don't always have to listen from start to finish. You could just hop right into the middle one, because like no matter what we're talking about something important.
Absolutely.
Like
100%.
No matter what, like every topic that we've touched on today is something that everybody wants to talk about or needs to talk about. So I mean, that's the nice part about your podcast is it does offer multiple topics and variety and situations like that. It just sucks because like nobody actually wants to listen to a podcast through and through like that. They want something like on the drive somewhere.
But some people do though.
Yeah.
Some people live off podcasts. They love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I said we want to tailor fit this to everybody.
And that is the thing is nothing's going to become new unless you make it new.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do or how.
No, we appreciate
do
the
anything.
feedback.
I'm just letting you know what I've learned and what I found out. And so that's the thing is, like you said, you don't like. You don't tell somebody they're like you're helping them in a positive way, and so you guys could either take it or you could leave it, and I'm okay with that too because I'm not perfect either. I'm not a pro. We're all learning here. We're all figuring it out.
But it's a vibe.
Yeah,
you can't stop a vibe.
Yeah,
sure.
no,
you
definitely
let
not.
that bitch play out.
I also just like love this whole like drinking thing because you just don't see that.
Yeah, you don't.
And I think it also helps people like feel more at home.
Yep.
And that's the thing is like even though So I don't know if you guys knew this. Well, I obviously already told you that I was a dancer, but I competitively danced as a kid. I was on a national team, and we
Nice.
were like the best in the world, like the United States. But we went to like our finals and
Disney?
everything. Yeah, Disney. Yeah, and we won all that, and our whole studio as a whole, like we just killed everyone.
And for the record, or whoever's listening, when you say dance, you mean like cheerleading? What?
No, I'm talking like
competitive.
jazz, tap, ballet, that whole deal, and
There's
so
a video somewhere on ESPN of you
I'm
as a
sure
kid
there's probably something.
getting it with the jazz steps.
Right.
We had that hip to B square.
Nice.
Yeah, so like that's what I did, and to this day I still get so nervous. I'm not kidding. Like even just coming here and just talking, it's a different vibe, and so like that's why I was curious, like to see how you guys feel. Like I feel like even now, like while I'm talking, I still have like that little bit of like a flutter. I'm hoping the mic doesn't pick up my heartbeat, but it's just funny because you guys think that's something that I'm just never gonna lose, and you know,
That's a good thing,
it's
though.
nice.
Yeah,
but
that's what makes you you.
But it also is nice that you guys just don't even
Right.
feel like that. And I really envy that. I envy like the whole like, oh, we're just doing us, and
So-
we're not here to like feel nervous. We're not here to like make
That's
a
all love
point.
and
And
family.
So
Yeah.
UConn coach Jim Calhoun said it the best. He said he woke up every morning for every game, won but like 3 or 4 national championships. He said he would like throw up, get anxiety real bad. He said the day it stops happening, he's done.
yeah,
And literally in the middle of a season, he said he woke up one morning and he just didn't have that feeling.
Yeah.
He felt it makes you feel like a kid. It makes you feel like, and for us right now, it makes us feel like that. And if it ever
Yeah.
got to that point, I know we would be like, we would tell each other like, yo, it's just
Yeah.
not blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The success of it is probably the part, like I've told them, for me, I'm used to doing this. I'm used to kind of always being unfinished
right.
with everything I'm doing, trying to improve. So I would hate to be a finished product. So I love
Oh,
when we
yeah.
always coming up with new ideas.
But I
New
don't
ideas
think
are what-
anything is a finished product in the end.
Correct.
If you think about it,
It could always be.
there's
But
Always get
even-
better.
Well,
Yeah.
also society's just always changing. It's not even about getting better, but you curve with what the demand is. Also, the demand's
some
always going to
people-
be changing.
Correct. But some people, even to athletes, like you see them when they get that big contract, it's a
Mhm.
dip. Productivity is dip, and they're like not even they don't look like the same winner they look
Right.
like when they first got
When they
into
were
whatever
trying
it was.
to get
Right.
to that.
So
Yeah.
I see that in a lot of people in their profession, they get promoted. That's where they always wanted to be. It's like, no,
No, yeah,
I got promoted to where I wanted to be, and now I'm looking
right.
bigger to even where that is because
Right.
I gotta keep myself.
Well,
If
yeah.
not, why am I doing
If
it?
not, what are you doing?
Right.
That's like a lot of people when they retire. I'm like, I don't know if I could actually retire. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to retire the job that like I don't want to be doing anymore. But like, I couldn't actually physically retire and do nothing. Like
Okay.
from there,
Okay.
I need to do something, and I don't. If I have to just go back to bartending, I will. Like, I don't know. I have to do something. I don't know how people just sit in their houses and just chill out and
Must
do
be
their
nice.
thing. Yeah.
Must be nice.
It's not for us though.
Absolutely not. The grind
Not
is
for
always
us.
a must.
We go getters
All day.
and we hunt.
No, we're committed.
100%. We're committed.
I feel
We are
that.
committed.
That's it. So where do you see yourself, Taylor, in the next 5 years?
Ooh, okay.
What goals you got?
Besides France.
France. So from here, I graduate next semester. So
Good for you.
hallelujah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So thanks. It's been a long time awaiting. And it's gonna be cool because I'm gonna be the first one out of my siblings to get a bachelor's degree.
Good
That's
for
dope.
you.
Yeah.
You lead it by example.
Yeah,
Dope.
exactly. And so it's really cool, like feeling that accomplishment in itself. And then from there, I've been looking into some government jobs. Right now, just kind of on the communications front. I think that would be like a cool place to start because I feel like once you get into the government, everybody wants you after that. Like your networking just ranges so much when you get into the government or into any kind of agency like that. And so I think that's where I want to start. And then from there, just see how my hobbies and my things take me from there. Obviously, I'm going to learn a lot while working wherever and doing whatever. And I wanted to just keep kind of moving and keep rolling and make sure that I'm not getting like stuck in like one set job. That's a big thing about this major is there's so many outlets. I can do PR. I could just manage somebody's social media. Like I could go into the journalistic aspect of it and like go into either broadcasting myself, writing scripts for them. I can do podcasting. I can do so much, and I kind of want my hand in every single pot. Like I really do want to just try it all and try to be successful at it all. I think that's I think I'm into challenging myself to that aspect. And then I also we talked about possibly doing I thought about it, I was like, I kind of want to become a Ravens cheerleader for a little bit there. So it was just like a side like challenge thing where I was like, you know what? It's totally not even anywhere where I'm going, what I'm doing. But when I was younger and when I was in college and when I was in dance, I really wanted to try out and do that. And I was like, F it. Why not? Before I get too old and I can't do it anymore. So who knows? Maybe at the next tryout I make it and I'm Ravens cheerleader.
You still do cartwheels and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Easily, yeah. Easily.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
When the Giants come and visit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
pay tickets for the kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll help out where I can. They don't get paid very well.
It's all good.
No, but that sounds like a passion project.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's just more like a challenge, a self-challenge. So
Good for you.
I'm kind of all over the place. And that's the thing that's what I really like. I just always just doing something different and better.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you guys are a
in the-
perfect example of being all over the place.
Yeah, like
you
in
got
the
your
scope of your...
that and that and this and that. You guys, you're covering it all. So that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't have anything where I'm just like, I need to be this. I just know I need to be successful. I think that's more the need, the drive, the dream. I just want to be successful and I want to be happy with myself at the end of the day.
You already are.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Listen, we only got one life to live. Live it
right.
up.
Exactly. Like that's the thing is I don't want some sham job where I'm like, oh God, why am I this person? Like
Right.
I want to be me and I want to be able to voice my own opinion and voice what I need to voice. And at the end of the day, if I'm getting paid to do that, I'm happy.
Perfect.
Hmm.
I love it. Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
Of course. Listen,
Thanks for making the time.
Listen, tell your professor that's an A+.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, we'll just,
Triple C,
Yeah.
turn
Say
it
hello.
up, please.
Yeah.
we'll go say hello to the professor. All
Yeah.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 102. I'd like to thank our sister Taylor for coming out. She had phenomenal questions for us, and we answered it. We had a blast. Listen, this is what this podcast is about, man.
Oh, they got to see
Yeah,
the
she told
background.
us, she really like
Right.
uncovered a lot of things.
Exactly.
Made us go back to like the roots.
Right.
It was beautiful.
And it was amazing. This is what we needed. And that's why we continue to just keep going up. Keep going up. But we love you. We appreciate you. Please keep tuning in. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Dre, what you got?
Peace and love.
Triple C.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Taylor, you have any shout outs before we wrap this up?
Shout out to you guys for dealing with me.
Stop it. Appreciate you.
Stop it.
Appreciate our bro. Hodis. Thanks for coming out, bro.
AKA the G.I. Joe in the back.
Word.
Bagwell over, I said.
Word.
AKA my networker.
Absolutely. But everybody, episode 102, we appreciate you. Stay safe, stay blessed, keep working hard, family first. Enjoy your weekend, and we love you. Peace out.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback podcast are those of the hosts, producers, and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes, but not exclusive to, the Department of Defense and/or the Baltimore City Police Department.
The Silverback Chronicles podcast with Dre, Big H, and Triple C. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment.